Welcome to episode number 2 of this Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise Series. And today, I'm obviously playing my Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise. As it's episode number 2 it's episode number 2 of the series, like I said 20 seconds ago, and like it says in the title, as you can see on the screen, we're about to play the Houston Texans. They're 4-0. We're 3-0-1. Yes, 3-0-1. 3 wins, no losses, and 1 tie. We did tie against the Eagles last week in this game, which is week 4. Now it's week 5, and we're about to play the Houston Texans in Jacksonville. It's an AFC South matchup, and it's a good matchup, actually. I'm going to show you the stand-ins. You might be able to see them down there, but you also might see right there they have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, the Texans have Patrick Mahomes. He is throwing for 1,200, and this is in 4 games, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and no interceptions. That is really good. That 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and no interceptions in 4 games. And I'll show you the stand-ins right now. This is a tough division so far. Oh, this is the NFL stand-ins, and yes, the Lions are 4-0. Remember, it's a fantasy draft. But let's start with AFC North. Steelers lead that division at 4-0. Ravens 3-1. Browns 1-3, and then you have the Bengals 0-4. AFC South, our division. Titans 4-0. Texans 4-0. Jaguars 3-0-1, and then you have the Colts 0-4. So you have the Titans and the Texans both 4-0. The Jaguars at 3-0-1, and then you have the Colts at 0-4. So you basically have like I said, the Titans and the Texans both 4-0. Jaguars 3-0-1, and then the Colts are 0-4. So you have 2 teams 4-0. 1 team 3-0-1, and then 1 team 0-4. AFC East, Patriots lead that division, everyone actually in that division are 2-2. Patriots, Dolphins, Bills, and Jets are all 2-2 in the AFC East. AFC West, Raiders lead that division, 3-1. Broncos 2-2. Chargers 1-3. Chiefs 1-3. NFC North, Lions lead that division at 4-0. Vikings 2-2. Bears 1-3. Packers 0-4. Remember, it's a fantasy draft, and I believe their quarterback is Malik Willis, a rookie, not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers in this game is on the Raiders. Buccaneers lead the NFC South 4-0. Panthers 3-1. Falcons 1-3. Saints 0-4. And then NFC East, Eagles lead that division 2-1-1. They're the team that we tied last week. Giants 2-2, Cowboys 2-2, Commanders 0-4. So right now the Eagles are in first place in that division because of that tie. And in the NFC West, 49ers 3-1, Rams 2-2, Cardinals 2-2, and then the Seahawks 1-3. So not bad at all. So the best team in the lead is the Lions, but you do have 5 4-0 teams. The Lions, the Steelers, the Titans, the Texans, and the Buccaneers are all 4-0. So we have 5 4-0 teams. And technically we have 6 undefeated teams, because technically we're still undefeated. I know we haven't won every game, but we haven't lost any games. In 4 games we have 3 wins and 1 loss. And undefeated means you haven't undefeated means you haven't lost, and we technically haven't lost. So there's still 6 teams that are undefeated in the NFL. There's still 6 teams that are undefeated in the NFL. 5 of them are 4-0, and then the other one, which is the Jaguars, are 3-0-1. Yeah, the game is, like I said, in Jacksonville. We tied, like I said, last week with the Eagles. I believe the game, I forgot where the game was, if it was in Philly or Jacksonville, but either way, we tied 29-20, or we tied 29-29. I'll show you the final score of the Jaguars Week 2, 3, and 4 games, because those were all off camera. Week 1 was on camera, and Week 1 was against the Commanders in D.C., or really in Maryland. That's where their stadium is. We beat them 24-7 on opening day. Then we went to Indy to play the Colts, who are now 0-4. Beat them 45-10. Just smacked the goodies out of them. Beat them 45-10. Not in Indy. We actually played at home against the Colts. The game against the Commanders was on the road. Colts was at home, 45-10. Chargers was on the road in LA, 38-7. And then the Eagles, where we tied 29-29, that game was in Philly. So far in the first 4 games, we're 3-0-1. So we have 3 wins, no losses, and 1 tie. And then outside of those 4 games, 3 of them were on the road. So, and then let's say we have home game, road game, but then we have a 3-game homestand right here. Next episode of the series in this game will be the Jaguars Week 10 game against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. And that is the Jaguars' last game before their bye, and that will be the next episode of the series. It will be the Jaguars Week 10, or the next episode of the series will be the Jaguars Week 10 game against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, and that is the Jaguars Week 10 game, which is the Jaguars' last game before their bye week. So yeah, let's back out here, and let's back down, and then let's get into the game. I know I haven't been posting that much, but school, I'm a junior now in high school, so obviously, well, God, family, school are all on, or God, family, and school are all on the God, family, and school are all higher on the priority list than filming gaming videos and playing the PS4, so that's why I haven't been filming and posting that much. But like I said, God, family, and school are all higher on the priority list than filming videos, or God, family, and school are all higher on the priority list than making YouTube videos, or filming and posting gaming videos and playing the PS4. Those two things are lower than God, family, and school on the priority list, my priority list. But yeah, that aside, I'm filming now. So the game's a Sunday early game, so the game's at 12 p.m. Central Time at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. 4-0 Texans at the 3-0-1 Jaguars. Let's get into it right now. We're in 86 overall, they're in 85 overall, so basically it's almost an even matchup. We have Davante Adams, has a double meet X Factor. We have Derrick Henry, which has Freight Train. We have Micah Hyde, which is not a superstar, or at least he doesn't have a superstar X Factor, but he's still a good player. He had an interception in Week 1, which is the last episode of the series, and that video will be in the sky in the top right. The last episode of the series, which was episode number 1 of the series, will be in the sky in the top right-hand corner right up here. There should be an icon that pops up at the beginning of the video. And then the Texans have Patrick Mahomes, which has Bazooka. They have David Bakhtiari, who's a Pro Bowl left tackle, and then they also have Amari Cooper, a good wide receiver, a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and then, like I said, they have David Bakhtiari, a Pro Bowl left tackle, and obviously they have Patrick Mahomes, a Pro Bowl and Super Bowl winning quarterback. So yeah. It should be a good matchup. Our quarterback is Derek Carr. Their quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah, play call enhanced. The skill level is semi-pro, and the game style is simulation. And then, like I said, the play call is enhanced. Let's get into the game right now. Texans at Jaguars, Week 5. Here we go. And there's Jair Alexander, a Pro Bowl cornerback for the Packers. Hopefully the Packers can beat the Bears in Sunday Night Football in real life. Tomorrow, really. Because this video should be done up on Saturday. Right now it's Friday night, but this video should be done up on Saturday afternoon, probably. Saturday afternoon or Saturday night. There's Derrick Henry. Let's watch a rendition. Alan Roach. Here we go. Our head coach is Dash C. I know it in real life it is Doug Peterson, but I replaced Doug Peterson with Dash C. There's Derrick Henry, Davante Adams, Tyler Higbee, our tight end in the background, number 89. Derrick Henry last week, 16 carries, 116 yards, 1 touchdown, and his longest run was 65 yards. After that was in a 29-29 tie against the Eagles in Philly. And now we're playing the Texans here in Jacksonville. That was their head coach, the the black dude with the beard. But I don't know his name, but I know he was the black dude with the beard that you just saw a few times during the intro. As we did the ball first, as we're on your way here in week number 5 here in Jacksonville. And that will be returned. This is by Edler. I don't know. I thought our returner was Patrick Peterson. I thought our returner was Patrick Peterson, but either way, it's Edler who's instead of Patrick Peterson, and Edler gets up to the 22-yard line. 1,150 yards for Derek Carr, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So both of these quarterbacks, 1,200 yards to 1,150 yards. So both of these quarterbacks, their stats, both of them have almost identical stats. 9 touchdowns, both of them 9 touchdowns. 2 interceptions for Carr, none for Mahomes, and then both of them are around 1,200 yards. First one from scrimmage. It's a punt fake, and there's a throw over the middle, and that was a dangerous throw. I should have not thrown that. Incomplete. Now I know where to run. I probably should have run on first down, but did not. Here we go. Here's Henry. Henry got stood up, and he fell backward. But then he gave him 4 progress up to the 25. It's now 3rd down. I don't know, mesh spot. 3rd and 7 now. 6-minute quarters, by the way. 6-minute quarters. We're 30 seconds into the game. It's already 3rd down. Here we go. 3rd down. There's a throw. It's to S. And that's to one of our tight ends. He only got 4. He needed 7. And it's 4th and 3. As I'm punting. Because if we don't did it, we give them the ball at our own 29-yard line. Wind is 8 miles per hour. Basically, you can kind of see it down there, kind of blowing like that way. So I think about that. So the wind's basically blowing with us. Here's the punt by our punter, which I believe is Johnny Hector, and no fair catch. And he's tackled almost right on the spot, maybe a yard or 2 on the return, up to the 27-yard line. 4:30 on the go in the first quarter, and here comes Mahomes and the Houston offense. Here we go. 1,208 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. Mahomes and Carr almost identical stats for passing yards, passing touchdowns, and interceptions. Let's go with cover 3 sky for the first play of scrimmage for Houston from their own 27-yard line. Here we go. Mahomes under center. Here's a throw. That ball's caught. 7 and 3. You didn't miss anything. The guy that was being shown behind the playbook right there at the end of the last clip, that's the Houston head coach. Here we go, and they are going to run it with, I don't know who their running back is, and it's Hall. Brycey Hall? I never heard of this guy, but looks like he had 54 rushing yards last week, and the Texans win, obviously, but they're undefeated, because they're 4-0. He had 54 yards and a touchdown last week on the ground, not bad at all. Here's another run by Hall, number 20, and he got 4, 7 down and 6. Come on, boys, let's overload 3 seam. Here we go, as we're approaching the halfway point of the first quarter from the 43. Here's a throw, that ball! Oh, how was that not picked off? The defender literally, I think, ran under it. I think the ball was thrown over his head. 3rd and inches. Packers beat the Giants in London, I believe. It's at 38-24, so that's the Packers' first win of the season. Here's a throw, a ball! Oh, it doesn't get picked off, but it's incomplete. Now it's 4th down, and it looks like they're going to punt it. They're at their own 49-yard line on 4th and inches, and they're going to punt it. Watch the fake, though, and make sure you don't rough the punter. And watch for the fake, and that's punting to the right. That wasn't a good punt at all. As it goes out of bounds to the 27-yard line, it's only like a 30-yard punt. You think you want to pin him inside at least like the 15 or the 10, and maybe even the 5, but instead he punts it out of bounds to the 27-yard line. So not good starting field position, but not bad. Here we go, and I did not see the defender, and that's going to be a sack by Jones, number 93. I did not see that guy because I wasn't looking, which is my fault. Send it down in 12 now. This could be a defensive slugfest, maybe, or it could be an offensive slugfest, or a defensive slugfest, or neither. Here we go. Now it's 3rd down and 5. So that was a good 7-yard run that made it 3rd and medium. Here we go, third down. Here we go, there's a throw, and that ball is picked off. It was jumped by number 32, and he's gone. A pit sits for Houston, and the Texans strike first here in Jacksonville. That was devastating. It's picked off by number 32 and taken like 30 yards for a pit sits, and the Texans strike first here in Jacksonville. As it's 6-0 Texans, as the Texans, like I said, strike first here in Jacksonville. 6-0 Texas. Or 6-0 Texans, excuse me. As Texans did a pit sits, and it's now 7-0 Texans with 1:29 to go in the first quarter. So we did the ball back, obviously, here because after the pit sits. So only the third interception of the year for Carr, but it's a big one, or it's a costly one. As it's a pit sits, here's Edler from about 2 yards deep, and there's a little bit of a hole, about a 30-yard return up to the 27-yard line. First and 10 Jacksonville with the Texans up 7-0 after the pit sits by Houston. Here we go. We haven't actually had a first down. We had a 3-and-out, and then here's Henry. That's not our first down of the game. He got 10, set in inches. 16 carries, 116 yards, and a touchdown last year. And he has a total of 5 touchdowns through 4 games. 5 rushing touchdowns through 4 games. And apparently leads the lead in rushing, Charles Davis says, the color analyst here in Madden 23. But yeah, here we go. Malik Willis, the Panthers quarterback, had 4 touchdowns. Wide open as that. That's O'Shaughnessy, one of our tight ends. It's our first down of the game. And it happens on our third drive as we went 3-and-out on our first drive. And then second drive, well, we threw an interception, or pit sits, Derek Carr did. And that was before we got a first down. So that was our first down of the game, and it comes in the final minute of the first quarter. Here we go. And it's wide open. That ball is going to be caught. It's the same guy as the last throw. And he got about 15, maybe more. First down Jacksonville, and that could end the quarter because there's only 6 seconds left. And in the first quarter, 7-0 Texans, but the Jaguars are on the move. Here we go, 7-0 Texans, but the Jaguars are on the move, leading the tie of the game with a touchdown. Here we go, from the 36 of Houston, here's Jacksonville, first play of the quarter. Of the second quarter, that is. Here's a throw! It was off his back foot! And that could have been picked off. I don't know why I threw that. Carr 3 for 6, 31 yards and an interception, which was a pit sits by whoever the head number 32 is for Houston. Here we go. And I don't know why I rolled out this way. And I'm just gonna throw it away. It's now 3 for 7. It's now third down. PA Mills. We shot stay in field goal range. Because the wind, well, now the wind's going the other direction. And our kicker is Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers in the NFL. Make sure no sack, though. Here's a throw! That was a tight throw, and it was caught for a second, but then dropped because of the hit. Now it's fourth down. Can we kick it? It's a 53-yard field goal, but the wind's now blowing in the face of Tucker. And I don't know. It's this meter, this more precise meter, because I'm on semi-pro. From the left hash, 53 yards. It did us on the board here in this game. Here we go. Come on, Tucker. And I kind of missed the accuracy coming down. Come on, sneak inside that right upright, and it does. As I missed the meter going down. Going up is the power. I was perfect on that. Going down is the accuracy. I was kind of off on that, but luckily for me, the ball did sneak inside the right upright. The ball did sneak inside the right upright. So it is a 53-yard field goal. Luckily for me, the ball did sneak inside the right upright, so it's a good field goal, a good 53-yard field goal, or a made 53-yard field goal by our kicker Justin Tucker. Now he's kicking it off here. 7-3 Texans, as we're still losing, but at least we're on the board. So after making the 53-yard field goal, Tucker will kick it away, and that kickoff, or that ball, or whatever you want to call it, will be a touchback as the ball goes out of the back of the end zone for a touchback, like I said. Here we go. First and 10 Houston at the 25. They punted on the last drive, but then obviously they got the pit sits. Here we go. Here's a throw. That ball, good catch. As he got about 13 up to the 38. First down Houston. Here we go. Mahomes and the Padres. We're the team in the Texans jersey, but that's what happens when you do a fantasy draft. Here's a throw. That ball is caught. He gets around the guy, and he's forced out of bounds at the 48. Our 48, so in 2 plays they're already in the Jacksonville territory. Just over a minute into the second quarter, and remember, Houston is blocked for halftime, so it's a huge drive. No, it's chuck it deep! Mahomes does, and it's picked off by Xavier Rhodes! And that's Mahomes' first interception of the season, as he just chucked it up. It was one-on-one coverage. Mahomes had chucked it up. It was one-on-one coverage, but it was picked up by Xavier Woods, and we take over at our own 20-yard line. 4:40 to go in the second quarter, with the score 7-3 Texans still. With the score still 7-3 Texans, as that was picked up by Xavier Woods. I'm not mentioning his first name. But either way, good play, and that ball is batted down by bid number 94, which is a defensive tackle, or maybe even a nose tackle, which is rare. A nose tackle is, but number 94 batted it down. Here we go. We're still struggling though. It's a run. For a second I thought it was a pass. He only got a yard. Now it's actually got no gain. 3rd and 10 now, and this is starting to be a defensive slugfest. You have a pick six, and then also then you had a pick six by number 32 for the Texans, and then you had an interception by Rhodes a few plays ago. Here we go on 3rd down. Here's a throw. It's gonna be caught. Higby, and I believe it's a first down, and it is. As the second effort down him across the marker, first down. Only our second first down of the game, halfway through the second quarter, but I'll take it. Exactly 10 yards. Here we go. It's a he fakes the throw, and he got out of there. And our circle is literally open, but good play by the safety to come over and make up ground. He was open, just that the safety moved over to his left and not, or Higby right when the ball came, so no pass interference, into play. Here's Henry, threw a melee of people, got 7, 3rd and 3. Let's go with a play action pass. Let's go with PAFL stretch, I think it says. Here we go, down to 40 for a first, 3rd and 3 from the 37. Here we go. Here's a throw into a tight window, and it's knocked out of the hands of and there's actually an injured Jaguars player. It was Leno Jr. I don't know who that even is, but he was injured. Higby dropped it because of the hit. Another punt now for Johnny Hector. Second punt. 2:51 to go in the first half. Texans did the ball back, up 4, and they did the ball after halftime. Really no fair catch, and he always get like 10 yards out of this return. Good return. Up to the 23-yard line. 2:43 to go in the first half. Texans did the ball back, up 7-3 as Mahomes comes back after throwing his first interception of the season here in week number 5. Here we go. Come on, we gotta stop him here. There's a huge drive. Mahomes! I had a guy unblocked coming in. And yeah, it's our left tackle, Leno Jr. has muscle cramps. Will return soon. Re-injury risk is medium. Let's put him in the backup. But right now, obviously, he's not in the field because he's an offensive lineman and we're on defense. Here we go. 2:39 to go in the first half, excuse me. 7-3 Texans. Here's a run, and he got 4, 3rd and 6. Yes, 3 rushes, 13 yards. The Houston running back does. 2:10 to go in the half. And the Texans did ball drop time. Here we go. Huge 3rd down here. Mahomes! What's the flag? Is it roughing the passer or is it intentional grounding? It better not be roughing the passer. And it's roughing the passer. Are you kidding me? I thought it would maybe be intentional grounding. Instead it's roughing the passer on, I don't know who it was. But it's 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. That would have been 4th down too. He threw it away. I hit him late. And they did the ball at their 42. And that ball is going to be caught. And to our 45-yard line. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. 7-3 Texans. And the Texans are on the move. And remember, they ball after halftime too. So we got to keep them out of the end zone. Because we got to keep them out of the end zone. Another pick would be nice, but I don't think... he's going to throw another one. I don't know why he threw the first one. He checked it up and it was intercepted. Here's a throw and a melee of people, and he got like 13 yards to 32 of Jacksonville. First down, Texans. That was by Xavier. That's his name. I know Xavier Woods. Here's a throw. Open is number, I don't know what his number is, number 16 to 25. 1:30 to go in the first half. But yeah, the interception by Xavier Woods. Here we go. Here's a throw, and how was that caught? Down to the 10 at 1st and goal, Houston, with 1:05 to play. Now, that interception, like I said, a 2-minute warning, or timeout actually, not 2-minute warning, that already happened. Timeout Houston, I guess. So I didn't call timeout. Yeah, with 59 seconds to go, they call their first timeout, 1st and goal for Houston. But that interception by Jacksonville on the last drive for Houston was by Xavier Woods. I know I said Xavier Woods right the first time, and then after that I couldn't say it right, but that interception was by Xavier Woods. But unfortunately now the Houston's driving, 1st and goal from the 10, 59 seconds to go. Here we go, it's a screen! Mahomes got hit as he threw! And they down about 2. Timeout number 2 used for Houston, 54 seconds to go. But man, he was hit as he throws a screen. Here we go, it's Overstorm Braves, 2nd and goal from the 8. 54 seconds on the clock. 1 timeout for Houston. Here we go. Here's a throw. That ball is going to be in no man's land. 3rd and goal. Here we go, 3rd and goal now. Let's keep him out of the end zone and hold him to 3, and hopefully we can get maybe 3 at least before the half, because Houston needs a ball after halftime. Huge 3rd down. That ball is going to be caught, and he's down to the 2. Clock continues to run. I'll call a timeout, because if I didn't, they could bring the clock all the way down to like 10 seconds. And they're probably going to kick it. It's about a 20-yard field goal. No, well, it's suggesting that they're going for it. Are they going to go for it? They are going for it. I thought they would kick it, but they're going for it. Going defense for Jacksonville, 4th and goal. And it's a halfback toss, and he is stopped! As he lost like 3 yards on that play. They went with a halfback toss on 4th and goal from the 2, and he lost 3 yards, and Jacksonville takes over at our own 5-yard line. Still only down 7-3. Surprising they didn't kick it, and even if they didn't kick it, why they went for a halfback toss on 4th and goal from the 2, because with a halfback toss, I mean, from the 2, you have to run like 5 to 7 yards to get in, because it starts so far beyond the line of scrimmage, and, I mean, like I said, he lost 3 yards. Here we go. I'm throwing like 4 verticals here. I'm chucking it up. I might have been in front of the line of scrimmage, but even if I think I was, but that ball is overshot by a mile, as it's over the receiver's head, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, or at least half distance to the goal, because so that's going to bring us back to the 2-yard line. No, they don't say no to the penalty. Why would you, though? Because it's lost it down. It would be... Yeah, it would be 2nd down, though. If you be 2nd in, like, 13 from the 3 or 2nd in 13 from the 2. I don't know. 2nd down and 10 now. I'm running it. Henry, well, Texans calling a final timeout? No. At this point, I might just... Well, I don't call a timeout. Might be a mistake. 26 seconds, it's 3rd down. That might have been a mistake, because now if I don't get this, even if I like run it and I don't get it, they're probably going to call the final timeout. Probably should just need it, but just in case we get a bomb or something. This is a defensive heavily game here. And that ball is going to be caught by number 80, one of our tight ends, to the 22-yard line. I'll call a final timeout, but for any chance we need like a 50-yard bomb, and we need to get out of bounds because we have no timeouts left. Here we go. I'm just going to call a Hail Mary. Let's call a Hail Mary. We got to get like a 50-yard bomb. Even then, it might be hard because they're playing prevent defense, Houston is. Here we go. We got to get like a 50-yard bomb, plus we got to get out of bounds. 15 seconds, no timeouts. It's thrown into a melee of people, and it hit a hand. Send it down, 12 seconds. Let's do a shot, save, clock. It's actually not a Hail Mary. There's actually a few guys on the right side that might be darting out of bounds, but it's going to take a miracle for us to get a field goal here. I know in R1, this is in double coverage, and it's out of bounds. 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd down now. I'm just checking it. Might be a mistake, but shouldn't be unless it's a scoop and score or a pit set. Here we go, last play of the half bar and a defensive foul. You never know, there could be DPI, which is a spot foul, and that ball is intercepted, but there's no time left. And we're at halftime, 7-3 Texans, and let's listen in to Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Titans at Commanders. Visitors? It's 17-14 Commanders late in the first half. Visitors? Well, I don't know. Steelers at Bills. Bills lead the Steelers at halftime 21-7. Bills have Jimmy G while the Steelers have Joe Burrow. Colts at Broncos in Denver. 42-21 final. That was the final. They have Matthew Stafford while the Colts are 0-5 now. They have Jameson Winston. They had 3 touchdowns, but the Broncos won 42-21. And the Colts are now 0-5. So we have a defensive slugfest so far. We have a pit sits for the only touchdown of the game, and then obviously we have a field goal. That was a pit sits right there by number 32, and then that was the only touchdown for either team. And obviously we had a field goal by Justin Tucker. And remember, they did ball after halftime. The Texans do. 12 minutes to go. As the wind is going against us here in the third quarter, but it will be going with us in the fourth. Or the wind's going against us here in the third quarter, but it will be going with us in the fourth. Or the wind is going against us here in the third quarter, but it will be going with us in the fourth quarter. Touchback. Here we go. Linebacker blitz 1, I believe it said. Here we go. Come on, boys. Both these offenses, despite these quarterbacks being really good, at least their stats are being really good. I mean, it's not going that well. 2 interceptions for Carr, 1 interception for Mahomes. First interception for Carr was a pit sits, which is the only touchdown for the Texans or their team so far. And then the Jaguars had a field goal made by their kicker, Justin Tucker, from 53 yards. He barely made it, but he made it. It's another run, and he got about 1 yard, sending down a 9. But yeah, our kicker made a 53-yard field goal, which was a 53-yard field goal that he snuck inside the right upright. Snuck inside the right upright by maybe a foot or 2, but as long as it goes through the uprights, field goal is a field goal. 7-3 now. Here's Mahomes. That ball's caught. It's a tackle, but he got about 10. First down, Houston. That's why I said it would be an offensive slugfest or a defensive slugfest, or neither. But obviously, it's a defensive slugfest. Here we go, and they'll run it. And he's up to the 49. He got a yard, actually. Here we go. Let's go with Tampa 2, sending down a 9. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, 7-3 Texans. We also have Max Crosby on the defensive line. Here we go. I don't like the setup at all. There's a throw wide open. It's number 12, and he's forced out of bounds by number 20 at the 23-yard line. And that's Ove. I don't know who the heck that is. I haven't said Amari Cooper's name once, but also it's like it hasn't been much offense. Here we go. Here's a throw, or a run, excuse me. I don't know why I said throw, and he got about 3. We got to keep him out of the end zone, because a touchdown made it a 2-score game. Field goal or less made it a 1-score game. Last time they went for it on 4th from the 2, and then it did it. 3 minutes to go in the third. Come on. We haven't got a sack yet, but now we've got a sack. And that's Brandon Graham. It was a screen, I believe. And this time, we actually sacked Mahomes, our first sack of the game. And it's 3rd and 13. Huge play. They got it to the 13, I believe, for a first. Here we go. Here's Mahomes. That ball's caught. Flag is down. Hopefully it's a hold. And if it is, I'm probably decline it, because then it's 4th down. It's roughing the passer again? And it's on attack down 15, or at least half a distance to the goal. So it's on attack down 11 yards, I believe. Down to 10. 1st and 10, Houston at the 10-yard line of Jacksonville. Second roughing the passer of the game on this Jacksonville defense. And that could come back to bite us. And Mahomes got out of there. And he chucks it in the end zone. And it's caught. How in the world did you allow that? As he rolled to his left, threw it to number 85, their tight end. I don't know who that is. And he catches it. And it's 13-3 Houston, as that's their first offensive touchdown of the game. And the extra point by their kicker is right down the middle. 14-3 Houston, 2:15 to go in the third quarter. As we're down by 11, which is 2 scores, with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. That was like a 4-minute drive by Houston to start the second half. That 4-minute drive, give or take, ended in 7 points. Here's a return by number 2, or from the 2-yard line by number 26, rather. And he's up to the 28-yard line. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. 14-3 Houston, and this is the first Jacksonville drive of the second half. Here we go. We got to at least hit 3 here. maybe 7, or really 8. Here we go. Here's a throw. That ball is caught. And we haven't had any chunt plays, but that's a 13-yard gain, first down. Here we go. Here we go, and now Carr, I just hit a... I'm so lucky, as that's caught by Higby, 6 yards, with 1:30 to go in the quarter. That was lucky. That was lucky. Could have been a sack or a pick. Here we go. Here we go. That ball, what the heck was that? That was intercepted by, intended for Adams. And this could be another, it's not another pick six, but it's intercepted by Mosley. Third pick of the game for Carr, and they take over at R30. 1 minute to go in the third quarter, and this game could be, well, this could be over at this point. Touchdown make it a 3-score game. And now there's a run, and he got down to the 24. It's only sending down in 4. It's only sending down in 4 now. But my goodness, I don't know what that was, but yeah, this is not good at this point. Come on. Come on. And it's now 3rd down and 1 from the 21. That might be the quarter. Maybe. But that was bad. So we've only had 1 offensive touchdown in the game. It was by Houston. We haven't had a touchdown at all. We've only had 1 field goal back in, I believe, the 2nd quarter. 1 second, and then we'll not run another play. We had the 4th quarter. 14-3 Texans, and the Texans are on the move. Yeah, we got our lone field goal in the 3rd quarter. Or in the 2nd quarter, excuse me. Here we go. 3rd and 1 as they're going the other direction now. 6 minutes to go. We're up, down. They're actually throwing it, and that ball's caught. And he's down to the 7 rather. 1st and goal, Houston. Yeah, this is disappointing. We'll take our first loss of the year, most likely. While Houston will remain undefeated. We just did a stop. It's not over yet. They're going to run it. And he got about 2 rather. Down to the 5. But the clock is running. Here we go. The clock is running. But if we team out of the end zone, maybe. But also there's only 5 minutes to go. And they're chewing all that clock down, basically. Here we go. And they're going to run it. And he is not in. We stopped him at the 1. 3rd and goal. But there's under 5 to play, and even if they did a field goal, they're still up by 14. And we haven't had a touchdown all game. We've only had feels like 10 first downs or something like that. Here we go. They're not passing on 3rd and goal from the 1 wide open. Was number 8 on the left side. Touchdown Texans, and that's gonna be your dagger right there. It's O.J. Howard apparently. 4:28 to go. We're down by 17, which is 3. You missed the extra point, but the extra point's good, and it's 21-3. Now we're up down by 18, which is 3 scores. 4:28 to go. This is just disappointing. Houston just too good. Mahomes is still a good quarterback, even though he's on the Texans. Good return up to the 25. Really, not well. Would have been the same thing if he need. I mean, 3 interceptions for Carr. 1 pick six. One of them was a pick six, and then we have 1 field goal. Here we go. Here's a throw. That ball is going to be caught. He only has 85 passing yards and 3 interceptions. I mean, coming into the game, he had almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He has 3 interceptions in this game. And now we're trying to move the ball well here. It's 9 for 22, 99 yards, and 3 interceptions. He hasn't even had 100 yards yet, and we're in the 4th quarter. Here we go. I'm just chucking it up. 1-on-1. Adams. He's got it. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As Adams just mossed his defender, or as Adams mossed the defender that was on him. It was 1-on-1, and Adams caught it one-handed. I did not see that. I didn't know he caught it one-handed until after. Yeah, he caught it with his left hand. I didn't see that until the replay. But he literally mossed his receiver, or Devontae Adams, the wide receiver, mossed the defender that was on him and caught the ball one-handed. So he mossed the defender that was on him, and he caught the ball one-handed. But that might be too little, too late. But it's not. We're not dead yet. 21-3 10. I'm not gonna do an onside kick. We have all 3 timeouts plus a 2-minute warning. I know it's a 2-score game, and they're probably gonna run it, so because then the clock will keep moving. And even if we call our timeouts, it will use our timeouts. But you never know. And that'll probably be a touchback, and it will be, as we finally did on the, well, we were already on the board, but we finally did our first touchdown of the game. Come on. Can't all out go for the run, because they might still pass it, but they also will probably run it maybe. 3:39 to go. They're up by 11. We're not dead yet. They're actually throwing it here, and Mahomes is sacked by Perryman. 2nd down. And I'm not going to call our first down out yet, although they'll probably take it under 3 minutes. Or around 3 minutes. Here we go. 2nd and 16. That was a huge play. They're still throwing it. Mahomes, what the heck was that? And that ball got about, well, he got about 14 of those back. 3rd and 4 now. Come on, we need a stop here. Come on, boys. Empty backfield for Houston. They're bringing the play clock all the way down. 2:30 remaining. We need a stop right here. Come on, they're taking it all the way down. Here's Mahomes. That ball's caught. Are you kidding me? I'll call our first time out, because if I didn't, it would take it down to 2-minute warning. But man, that was the stop we desperately needed. We needed that stop there, but nope. First down. It's not over, but because we're down by 2 scores, we need to stop them, score, and then probably do an onside kick recovery. And I'm going to call another timeout here. 2nd down. I only have 1 timeout plus a 2-minute warning, and we're down by 2 scores. But man, that was still a good catch by Adams. He mossed his defender, and he caught the ball with 1 hand, and he caught it with his left hand, and he mossed his defender in the end zone for like a 50-yard touchdown. Here's a run, and he ran to his own man. And I'll call our final timeout. It'll be 3rd down, and then if we stop him, it'll be 4th down coming out of the 2-minute warning. They're probably going to run it, so it takes down to the 2-minute warning. No timeouts, 2:11 on the clock. Number 20 is to the left of Mahomes, which is the running back. They're actually audible in now. Mahomes under center. Multiple guys in motion. Mahomes went from in the backfield to under center. He's going to throw it. Surprising! And it's caught, and that's going to be the ball game. He probably... As it's only a 2-minute warning, but we have no timeouts. That's the guy who caught the last touchdown. 2-minute warning, 21-10 Texans, and that's probably going to be the game. Yeah, that's probably the game because we have no timeouts. And yeah, they're in knee formation. They need, 2 or 3 kneels, and this game will be over. Texans will move to 5-0, while the Jaguars will fall at 3-1-1. So yeah, we're still 3-1-1. It's just that the offense did not perform today. The only offensive show that we saw, or the only thing that we saw that was actually positive from the offense is that, well, the one-handed catch by Adams. Like I said, Devontae Adams, one of our wide receivers, mossing his defender and catching the ball with 1 hand, with his left hand. They're actually, well, why do they knee it and then run it? That's weird. Why would they knee it and then run it? Now it's 3rd down. We actually might get the ball back, but we're still down by... No, now they're kneeing it. Oh, that's it. No, now they don't. We won't get the ball back. There's 40 seconds to go, but there's still 5 seconds on the play clock. Now they'll kneel it again. So they kneeled it, then they ran it, and then they kneeled it again. Yeah. And they have to come out in punt formation, but they don't have to punt it. 6 seconds. Even if they do, this game's over. And they actually punt it. I don't know why. And they punt. Why would you do that? I don't get why the AI does that. As it was an out-of-bounds punt, time runs out, Texans win 21-10. I don't know what. Why would the AI even do that? In real life, after that last kneel down, the teams would come out and shake hands, or at least the coaches would, and some players would. Yeah, but obviously in Madden, you would have them punt it right there. They didn't even have to snap it, and they still did, but it's a moot point as it's punted out of bounds, and we lose the game 21-10. We averaged 6 yards per play to the Texans 5.5, but they had 3 takeaways, 1 pick six, or 3 takeaways, all interceptions, and one of those interceptions was a pick six. The Texans moved to 5-0, and the Jaguars fall at 3-1-1. Now looks like the Texans next game looks like the Texans have their bye week next week. That's what the announcer just said. So the Texans are 5-0 at the bye. The Jaguars' bye week is week 11. But yeah, I think the announcer just said we play the Colts next week, which if we do, we play them for the last time, at least in the regular season, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because they're 0-5. We're 3-1-1, so we started 3-0, then we tied, and then we lost. So we have 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. So that's still a game and a half worse than the Texans, but it is what it is. I'm not sure how the Titans did. And if they won, then we're in third place. But we're in second or third place right now in the AFC South. Because obviously the Colts are definitely in last place, and we're definitely not in first place. So the Jaguars are right now in second or third place in the AFC South. Yeah, Mahomes 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr 146 yards and 1 touchdown, which is the Adams. Just that Adams, monster defender, and caught the ball with one hand, which was his left hand. So like I said, he monster defender, and he caught the ball with one hand, which was his left hand. But that was the only thing that actually was positive from the offense. That was the only thing that actually was good about the offense, because the offense is not good at all. But it is what it is. It's a video game at the end of the day. Next episode of a series in this game will be the Jaguars Week 10 game against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, and that will be the Jaguars' last game before their bye week. And remember, the Chiefs, well, technically, in real life, the Chiefs quarterback is Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, in this game, but obviously in this game, Patrick Mahomes is on the Texans because it's a fantasy draft. But obviously, we'll be playing the Chiefs in the next episode of a series. I'm not sure who their quarterback is. I'm not sure who's even on that team. But obviously, you guys will find out who's on that team and who's their quarterback, the Chiefs quarterback, and who's on the Chiefs in the next episode of a series. Which I'm not sure when it's going to be. It could be like a month from now. I'm not exactly sure. But hopefully it's sooner than later, and you'll find out what and when the next video. You'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, despite me losing 21-10. But I still hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next. Alright, I still hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, time for closing the board. If that's up, so hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm gonna see you. And you know what? I'm gonna see you in episode number 3 of this Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise Series. See you in episode number 3. And you don't want to bake it and go Jaguars.